Okay, so we're going to be trying to fix the CCV on this because these Volvo B series engines, they don't have traditional positive crankcase ventilation. They've got that weird European one where it goes through a catch box, and mine's old and it doesn't seem to work really well. The goal is, so this will be pre-turbo airflow. The intake fitting will get blocked off. Freeze plug, where if you've got a 240 series car, this is your distributor. I'm going to knock it out and I'm going to use a bulkhead fitting and a new freeze plug to go in there. And then we've got to get down in here. I don't know. But that box, you can see the ear with the hole in between. That is the CCV box, and that's got to come out. The goal is try to get that out without pulling the intake manifold, because I really just don't want to pull the intake manifold off. So that'll be a last resort. I've already fabbed up a small bracket. It'll bolt across those two, and it'll place the oil catch can kinda where I'm at, right there, kinda in this general area. I've already tested it with the charge pipe on, and it'll be close, but it's not going to be a huge interference. They're not going to touch each other. They're not going to rub. I'm going to use the Yoshifab adapter plate. So I'll remove that box, get the adapter plate on, and then start figuring out roughly where my lines are going to go, where my new hosing and stuff is going to be. In the line I put here, I'm also going to put an Inline Pcv. I think it's out of a Toyota. It's a 1/2-inch barb fitting on one side and a 3/8 barb fitting on the other. So I'll basically have, coming off of the main crank vent back here, crankcase vent back here, is going to be the 5/8 hose up to the catch can. And this one is going to be 1/2-inch about midway, and then 3/8 from there to the catch can. Then it's a 5/8 from the intake side of the turbo, inlet side of the turbo, back to the catch can, and then it's another 1/2-inch down for the drain back to the block, because I am going to just go ahead and plumb in the drain back since the adapter plate has it, and the catch can I've got has a drain hole in it. All right, so we got the box out. As you can see, it is covered, just oil, dirt, grit. This larger side, by my index finger, is the inlet, and the side with the tube is the outlet. And that tube actually, it inserts itself into another tube that is goes down near the bottom of the oil pan, or to the bottom of the oil pan, or something like that. That's for your return. So basically it sucks the gases up into here. There's a couple of baffles and trap plates, but it's all just open, hollow plastic inside of here. I've seen a couple in the past, but this seam is pretty horrid. I don't know if maybe somebody was in there once before and they glued it or epoxied it or something. Maybe it's just bad manufacturing. Could be just a cheap replacement or something like that. Maybe it was a Friday part. But yeah, I'll be replacing that. That'll come out. Let's go back out to the car because I took my adapter. So this is the Yoshifab adapter. It's built aluminum. I believe it's got a dash 8 over here and a dash 12 over here, if my memory's right. Comes with a nice big new O-ring that isn't completely crushed and flat and looks like it's 1,000 years old. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to focus. Okay, you can see that indention down here. So there's a key, and then it's recessed. And it's the same way on the old one. That is actually where the tube seats. And I did not get a new tube. I don't know if I'll be able to get the camera down here to show you. Kind of tricky. You can kind of see it right there. Right there. It's the piece to the left-hand side of the screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean all of that up really well. And then I will take, as much fun as it is, I will take an oil-safe RTV and I'll seal up around there because I do feel like this stuff has been leaking. And this here, this is where it would pull out to go to the intake manifold. Okay, so we hit a bit of a snag. I got to back up and regroup what I want to do. The EGR valve is just completely and totally in the way of getting hoses on that'll work with where I'm mounting my catch can. Now, I guess in theory I can mount the catch can somewhere else, but realistically this spot is a really good convenient spot for me. So my three options are delete it, deal with the check engine light, which I'm not really cool with. I don't like having check engine lights on, especially not if I already know how to fix them. 2, delete it and get another stage 1 EZK chip that's programmed for non-EGR so that I don't get the check engine light. Or 3, figure out a way to move the EGR valve, build a new bracket, extend any of the hard tubing that would need to be extended, and leave the EGR valve and the chipset that I currently have in it, but that would give me the clearance I need for my tubing to go to the catch can. I don't like that one at all. I hate dealing with the stainless steel tubing that's on EGR valves. I think I'm probably going to delete it. Airplane, living up, fly zone. I'm going to probably just delete it, deal with the check engine light until I get a chip. I'll get on the forums after this and see if I can't get a chip, somewhere faster. The last time I got chips for this car, none of the guys in the US were really making them, or if they were, at the very least they wouldn't return any of my messages, and so I ended up buying them through Sweden, which wasn't bad. I like the chipset that's in it, but it took longer. It took a couple weeks, and that's a little bit longer than what I want to spend waiting on this right now. So that's where we're at. Let's get the camera. Maybe I can get a picture of it and show you. Let's see here. I don't know. Can we see down through here? The light's kind of glaring. Oh, there we go. Okay, well you can see, like the larger fitting, it's just rubbing against the EGR valve, and then where the smaller fitting would be, I need to come off of that at like a 45 degree to come back towards the booster, and with that in the way, there's just no way. I could, in theory, I guess, make them taller, but then I'm still going to run into, so that's the intake side of the intake feed side of the EGR valve. I would still run into issues, interference with that, and then I'd run into drain issues on the drain side because it's not, it would move it up too tall. It would make it, I think it would still probably drain, but it would put it almost on a flat plane instead of on a downward slope. So that's, yeah, a lot of just where we are right now. I'm gonna have to figure it out. So probably turn this into a video, and then once I figure something out, I'll turn the rest of the job into a different video.